Hi, and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. And it's Friday, so we like to thank those people who've made this show possible. So we'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors. They include our premier supporters, which are the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, and Owatonna Public Utilities. Thank you to them. Also, a big thanks to our primary supporters. They are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clare Bridge, as well as Little Theater of Owatonna. And we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for our interlude supporters. They include Abraham Consulting Technologies, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Glenn Meager and Tim Thomas of Brick Meager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson Branstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care Professionals, Owatonna Business Incubator, Owatonna Foundation, R&K Electric, Snap Fitness, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Incorporated Video Productions, and TPS Insurance. Thank you to those businesses and organizations who stepped up and made this possible, made this opportunity for you to see what's going on in your community. And it's a great way for you to be a part of it by becoming part of our show sponsorship. All you got to do is call Leanne Alt at 390-5751, and she'll give you all the details you need on how you can be a part of the show and bring great programming like today's show. We're going to be talking to Carlyle Welch about Hope Beyond Depression. It's a great, fantastic, interesting program. You're going to want to hear more about that. Also, the Minnesota Master Naturalist classes are coming at the Riverbend Nature Center, and that's so much fun. It's just going to be a great program. So stick with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Dan Branstad of Carlson Branstad and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings, I'm Laura Ressler, Director of the Steele County Historical Society, and I welcome you to our History Center. We invite you to join in all our activities, events, where we honor the past and look towards the future.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. In studio, I have Dr. Carlyle Welch. Hello.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here.
And thank you.
Do me a quick favor, because people haven't had a chance to meet you yet, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I think most folks here in Owatonna would know me, if they know me at all, from the fact that I was associated with the Owatonna Clinic from 1984 until 2002 in the area of general surgery. Actually, I've not been with the clinic in a employment relationship since that time, but I have been, along with my wife and family, overseas a number of times to mission hospitals. But most recently, we've been interested in trying to help out in the community with some of the health education efforts, and that's, of course, what we're talking about today.
Explain to me why that's so important to you. You know, you've lived a great life, you've traveled, you've done a lot of doctoring. Why is it still so important for you to be a part of the community through this way?
Well, I think because you become attached to the community. And then in addition to that, you become aware that there are problems that can be avoided by how we live. It's not just a matter of going in and having some surgical procedure done or having some medication or injection or something like that to solve our problems. That a great many of our problems have to do with how we live or lifestyle issues. And so this means that you can actually prevent problems. And in cases where problems occur, you can often make them less of a problem or contribute to the efforts of your physician or healthcare professional in their desire to help you by cooperating with those issues that they want you to change in your life. So we see a great potential for a healthier community when we talk about these issues that we can participate in together.
It's interesting because the issue we're talking about today is depression, and I think that it's kind of had a very visible conversation since Robin Williams passed away
Yes.
this past year,
Yes.
and he did struggle with depression, and I feel like the conversation regarding depression is starting to become a little bit more open where it hasn't been in the past.
Well, I think this is true, and I can remember back years ago at the time when I was employed here, matter of fact, waiting for my turn in the operating room and reading the Star Tribune in the doctor's waiting area, and realizing that some very famous people suffered from depression. The originator of the Peanuts cartoon. I was reading about that and I was thinking, well, how famous he is, and he's pretty wealthy probably, and you know, what has he got to be depressed about? And that's a very uninformed idea, that he, just because he has done well materially, that therefore he should not be subject to depression. And it reminded me that all of us have the potential to be subject at times to one degree or another of depression.
And so you have a program that you're bringing to the Owatonna Clinic that kind of helps define it and helps you give tools, and it sounds rather in depth. Tell me a little bit about this
Now
program.
you said to the Owatonna Clinic. I want to be sure that we
Yes.
don't make a mistake
No,
there.
please do, correct me.
This is really a community-oriented program, and although the Owatonna Clinic and Hospital have been kind enough to encourage this, and in fact the regular programs that we're going to have will be at least initiated, if not held completely, at the courtesy of the hospital at one of their conference rooms. But it's not through or
Right.
by the Owatonna
Okay.
Clinic. Now back
Thank
to
you
your
for that
question.
clarification.
Yes. So what was your question?
I want to hear more about the program itself because it's
Yes.
very in-depth.
Yes, it is. It actually is a copyrighted program that is originated by Dr. Neil Nedley, and he's a board-certified internist based in Oklahoma, Ardmore, Oklahoma. And a number of years ago, he became very interested in the problems of depression because it seemed to relate so often and even complicate or be associated in some way with the actual complaints or concerns that the patient was having. He said as many as 1 in 3 of his patients had some element of problems at times, if not at that visit, at other times with depression. And he decided that he better become much better informed about that, even though he had a basic background from medical school and his internal medicine program. So he made a special interest in this and eventually published a textbook called Depression, The Way Out. And then he decided to take this further and put it into a regular program where each week he would meet with a group of people who needed help in this area. And he had another associated interest which sort of dovetailed with this, with concepts in healthy living. And so he put this together into a program which we now call Depression, The Way Out. And it's available by video that we present one session each week, and then have a lot of homework and other
how many weeks
discussions.
program
And
is
a
it?
total of 8
Okay.
presentations.
And so this is an opportunity, you were mentioning that maybe this, we talked a little bit about the people who might attend.
Yes.
Because it's a wide variety of people who might attend. Maybe some people who know they have depression, some people who maybe don't know, and others who just have family.
That's right, and that's a very good point, because it's a general health education program, and it is not designed to replace any professional relationships that they have.
Right.
In fact, we tell them, be sure if you are on medication, why, be sure to continue that, and this is something we'll work with your health care provider if that's involved.
Well, and we talked a little bit about medication, and this is kind of, it's been a society where people have used medication a lot,
Yes.
and sometimes it's been overprescribed. Many times it's prescribed exactly like what they need, but this is a program to step up alongside that and kind of give you the help that you need that you may not even know that you need.
That's true, and I think this is important to recognize that these kinds of things are really stand in the background. It's kind of like saying, how can I live better so that I don't have to go see the doctor so often? Or if I am ill, how can I cooperate better with what he wants me to do or think about? And so this is a big part of working together to make life better.
When we talked a little bit about this, and I love that you just said think about, because oftentimes when you are suffering with depression, there is a mental process that you may or not recognize that kind of gets you spiraling.
That's right, and it can either spiral you down or spiral you up if you depending on how you're using that information. And I think that the groups that we have had thus far, and I think this is generally shared with other programs, the thing that has been most impressive to the attendees is how important our negative thinking tendencies are when it comes to depression. And many ways have been developed to try to move us away from that, and that's part of the program.
So kind of recognizing what those negative thoughts are,
Yes.
and how to turn them around, because
Yes.
it can just truly, like you said, spiral. And if a person can be spiraling down, there is possibility for them to spiral back up.
That's right, absolutely. We have several recommendations as to how to move their daily thought processes in that direction.
Well, that sounds even good for maybe somebody who doesn't suffer from severe depression, but maybe it sometimes has negative thoughts about
Yes.
themselves or their life circumstances to kind of have this. The program is going to start. We had an initial meeting on Tuesday, but if people still would like to be a part of it, how can they do that?
Well, they simply need to come to the hospital, and they will be directed at the door to the proper conference room.
Okay.
And they should anticipate being there by 7 o'clock or a little before.
On what day?
On Monday.
Monday,
Now,
okay.
our initial introductory program was on Tuesday.
Okay.
But the regular programs will be on Monday evenings.
Okay.
And they should allot from about 7 to almost 9.
Okay.
There's a lot of material, and they will enjoy it.
And there's a cost to this, and you were mentioning it's not because of the video program of the doctor, but actually because of the physical materials people will bring home with them.
That's right. And this is one of the reasons we can't shorten it up. We have a lot of homework for them to do, actually. And so it's a real effort, and the total cost will be $100.
Okay. And you were mentioning that if people do need maybe a payment plan, that just talk to yourself. And what
Yes.
they can call you and talk to you
They
about
can
this?
call me at my home, actually. It's 455-2425, and glad to answer their questions.
Yeah. And again, I think this is important for anybody who might think they have a depression or know someone in their life, because you mentioned that it gives people skill set. And there's also a lot of evaluation that
Yes.
goes in here. You talked about a test that gets
Yes,
sent
there
back
is.
to the home.
There is an extensive test that they take, and then it is computer graded, and the report's sent back.
So just not, if you have negative thoughts, but a true, really definition of where you are standing.
That's right.
Well, good. Well, I want to thank you for your time and appreciate your expertise in bringing it back to Owatonna after
Thank
spending it
you.
around the world. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And thank you.
You're welcome. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas produced by gas-fired appliances in your home. The state of Minnesota requires that you have a carbon monoxide alarm within 10 feet of sleeping areas in your home. We suggest you have a digital readout carbon monoxide alarm. That way we were able to check and see what the concentration amount was when the alarm went off. This has been a public safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I have in studio with me Amber Brossard. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
I like it when I'm good. I can get it right. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Amber.
So I'm with Riverbend Nature Center, and I have been there for, I've been volunteering there for quite a few months, and then I've officially been hired there for about a year and a half. And what I do there is I'm the education coordinator, so I sort of run the scheduling and the programs that we do at the Faribault schools and the Owatonna schools and the public.
So where are you from originally?
I graduated from Kenyon-Wanamingo High School. I don't really have a where I'm from because I grew up on a farm, so it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. But
Is there a pothole near there? That's what I want to know.
No, not quite. It's just a farm, lots of fields, lots of corn, lots of cows. So.
Okay. What made you decide that you wanted to work with the Riverbend Nature Center and be a part of the outdoor scene?
Well, I think that actually happened a really long time ago. I grew up near Strand Big Woods State Park. My parents actually owned a dairy farm that we leased from the park.
Okay.
So we did lots of frog and toad monitoring and bird monitoring and soil conservation and all this stuff. And I spent lots of time with the park rangers. And I think that's where it all stemmed from.
Yeah, your love for the nature and conservation and education.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then after that, after high school, I went to Gustavus Adolphus College for biology and environmental studies, and I've been with the Nature Center pretty much ever since then.
Good. Well, you've got an amazing education program. There's always something going on at the Nature Center.
Oh, yeah, we're very busy.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's very one night kind of thing or one day kind of thing, and you really want to get people involved, but you've kind of got a more extensive program. Let's talk about this. It's the Big Woods, Big Rivers program.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, and this is a Minnesota Master Naturalist program.
What is that?
So yeah, that's kind of a long title. Yeah. What that means is that after you take this course, you'll be a certified Minnesota Master Naturalist, which means that you're qualified to teach really in any setting that's in this biome, the Big Woods, Big River. So you have the tools that you need, you have the resources that you need to be an educator, to volunteer, and to feel comfortable in this biome.
So, but that's not necessarily the only reason people would take this.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
It's really just anyone that has an interest in the outdoors, any interest in being a steward or conservation or anything like that. It's really open to the public, open to anyone who thinks they might want to know a little more.
And you mentioned it was specifically for our biome where we are.
Yes.
So let's talk about the program itself. Okay. It is a 40-hour?
Yep, so the program is, you need 40 hours to complete the program, and this one in particular is a 6-week-long program. So it's twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday, starting on January 27th from 3:30 to 6. So it's a lot of hours in kind of a short amount of time, but again, after that, you're that certified Minnesota Master Naturalist. And then throughout the state, we have 3 biomes in Minnesota, so there's 3 Master Naturalist programs.
So if you're really great, you could go to all 3.
Yes, exactly.
And take all of them.
Yeah, but although I don't know if you can spend 40 hours in a different biome just kind of randomly. But
yeah, people probably would take that, yeah. And so tell me about the program itself. Those are the hours, but what kind of education are people going to be getting?
So for this one specifically, again, Big Woods, Big Rivers, it's going to be everything you need to know about the Big Woods, Big Rivers. So it's going to be plants, it's going to be animals, it's going to be weather patterns, it's going to be everything about that ecosystem. Every night we'll be going outside, definitely, for at least a part of it, depending on how cold the weather is. But then also we will be taking 2 field trips. And those field trips are going to take us to, again, a place in the Big Woods, Big River biome, but a place other than Riverbend, so you can get more of a feel for what that biome looks like.
It makes so much sense to me for this class to take place during winter because it's kind of a different biome than during other seasons. And so will you be focusing on that a little bit about what winter life is like, or will you kind of cover all seasons?
Well, we're going to try to cover all seasons, but we have to work with what we've got, and right now we've got bare trees and animal tracks.
Right.
So I'm sure, we won't be able to find any frogs outside, but, we'll be able to find deer tracks everywhere and raccoon tracks and things like that. And then the trees, it'll be a little bit harder to ID trees because most people go off of the leaves.
Right.
But we'll obviously be going off of the buds and the structure of the tree and the bark and things like that.
Well, not even, it sounds like a little bit more, I want to say intimate knowledge of the tree instead of just what the leaves are like. You can actually identify trees all season around, which would be really important for somebody who loves to be outside.
Yeah, definitely.
This program does have a cost to it. Tell me a little bit about that.
So the cost is $275. There is definitely scholarship scholarships available, and that goes through the extension at the University of Minnesota. But that cost covers all of your materials. So that covers, you'll get a textbook that is all about the biome once again, and then we'll be going off that textbook throughout the class. And then you'll also be, those field trips and all those other expenses will be covered too.
Right, so it's all encompassing. You don't have any additional costs as you move
definitely.
along. And I guess at the end you get a name tag that says you're all
you get a
fancy.
name tag, yes.
Nice.
And then again, that curriculum is yours to keep.
So again, because I think that's so important to say, because this does qualify you to teach, but if you don't have that information in your hand to go back and refresh or to share with other people, it really doesn't do any good.
Yeah. And you don't have to be comfortable teaching to take this to do this program. Really, it's just if you have an interest in volunteering, or even if you really, really love watching birds in your backyard and you want to know a little bit more about how they work and where they go in the summer and things like that. So, yeah.
So we have a textbook, and some people might be thinking, "Oh, that sounds boring."
It's
so
not.
Tell me a little bit, like the class structure itself. Tell me what it's going to be like for them when they show up that day, and how you're going to make sure that it's not sitting down and being lectured at.
Yeah, well, I'm not very good at sitting down and being lectured at, so I'm not very good at sitting down and lecturing people. But what will happen is we'll have sort of a pre-reading that we would like to have done for the class, so that people kind of have a background knowledge on what we're going to be talking about that day. And then after that, we'll be doing a pretty brief presentation, like a PowerPoint style, on, again, things that are in the textbook, elaborating on things, answering questions, going over it like that. And then we'll be going outside and doing examples of what we've been looking at.
So you need to dress warm, probably.
Yes, definitely dress warm. Dress for the weather. I always like to say there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing and bad attitudes. So we don't have any excuses for not being outside.
Yeah, last week was kind of bad attitude week. It was pretty bad.
It was a little cold.
So when you teach, you're going to teach this class?
Yes, I'm co-teaching it actually.
Okay. Who's the other teacher?
The other teacher is the other education coordinator at Riverbend.
Okay. Does that person have a name?
Yes, her name is Caitlin.
We just want to give Caitlin a shout out.
Yep, her name is Caitlin, and she will also be there, and we'll be sort of co-teaching. I'll be the lead instructor because I took the Master Naturalist instructor course, but she'll be co-teaching with me, and because she has as much experience, if not more, than I do in this field.
Good. So tell me, why is it important for your volunteers at the Riverbend Nature Center to have this kind of training? How would they use it? Not necessarily teaching, but even just being a volunteer. What kind of access will that give them to the people who attend the center?
Well, I think really just being that, having that background knowledge when you're a volunteer is extremely important. And at Riverbend, we really use our volunteers a lot for our school programs. And so if a third grader asks you, well, what kind of tree is that and why is it doing that? You'll be able to say, well, that's an oak tree and it still has its leaves because it keeps its leaves till spring. And, just that background knowledge. Also, really volunteer opportunities anywhere it's not required, but if you have that background knowledge, it's really, really something great and something we look for a lot and appreciate our volunteers.
I know. Oh, go ahead.
We also want people to feel comfortable volunteering in a setting like the Nature Center or any other environmental place. So that's something this course strives to do also.
Well, Leanne's going to probably kill me. You're taking the class, Leanne.
I am.
And you are an avid birder. What made you decide that you wanted to be part of this? And I'm going to repeat what she says so we can hear.
I think because we're getting farther and farther away from nature.
Leanne, go ahead.
And I really think it's important that we get reconnected back to nature, that we put down the electronic devices for at least a couple of hours and go out and actually appreciate our natural world around us. That's what kind of brings sustenance to your soul.
So she's just basically mentioning how for her, where the technology is taking over and she wants to get back to that nature, to put down her cell phone and just go out into nature. And for yourself, are you seeing people who are also signing up just because they want to reconnect and feed their soul, as Leanne said, through nature again?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that again, them having that background knowledge and being able to connect others, because there's very few of us that work in this field, but if we can get a large network of volunteers that can also spread the word and show them, it's not scary, it's amazing, come out with me, that's really something, that's another huge goal of this program.
We talked a little bit about this not going to be a survival thing.
No.
But you will help people know how to dress it when it gets, give them ideas of what to wear so that they can not be sad and have bad attitudes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Okay, what number can they contact you at?
So this whole program is through the Minnesota Extension Office, but if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to call me. The phone number at Riverbend Nature Center is 507-332-7151.
Good. And what is your favorite part of the course?
Ooh, well, I'm kind of a big reptile and amphibian person myself, so I think that's probably my favorite part. But I really just love seeing everything coming together. You don't realize how connected everything is. And seeing that is like, whoa, like no way that wouldn't happen if that didn't happen and that tree didn't grow there and that it's amazing.
Makes you a better steward of what we have here in Minnesota. Good.
And it's really inspiring.
Good. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
And it's time for a quick look at some of your community service announcements. The Owatonna Community Blood Drive is set for January 19th from noon to 6 and on the 20th from 8 to 1 at St. Joseph's Church on Elm Street. Go online to make an appointment at www.redcrossblood.org. And it's a sledding and moving party brought to you by the Parks and Recreation in Owatonna. It's going to be on January 19th at the West Hills area, and they'll be sledding from 1 to 3 with a movie, Snow Buddies, at 3 o'clock in the multi-purpose room of the senior place. There will be hot chocolate, and there'll also be some concessions for available. If you're 7 or younger, you need to bring a friend, a very tall adult friend, and that is again Monday, January 19th. The Project Community Connect of Steele County is coming January 22nd. It's a Thursday at St. Joseph's Parish from 1 to 2. It's a great opportunity for those who are homeless or on the cusp of being homeless to get free lunch, free haircuts, free flu shots, as well as HIV testing, dental screenings, and cell phones from Life Wireless. All of those things are free, and it's a great opportunity to maybe help you get out of the spiral that you're in that way as well. Steele County Historical Society is pleased to announce their January event called Back to the 60s, Peace, Love, and TV. It's at the History Center, January 23rd. The event begins at 5 p.m. with dinner at 7 and will include the dinner's from 5 to 7. There'll be tater tot hot dish, rolls, veggies, non-alcoholic beverages, and adult tickets conclude the meal as well as the evening's entertainment and activities for $20. There will be dance contests as well as costume contests. Advanced ticket sales are available at the SCHS office, Triumph Graphics, or Kottke Jewelers. And on Saturday, January 24th, the Steele County Humane Society, in conjunction with MinSnap, is offering low-income spay-neuter services for companion animals and free roaming community outdoor cats or feral cats. Call 612-720-8236 for more information. You can also visit their website at minsnap.org. And Riverland Training and Development is offering winter enrollment classes. These are for computer technology. They're going to be classes on Windows 8.1 as well as Excel 2010 Advanced, Excel 2013 Advanced, and Navigating Office 2013. It's hands-on training, and it's a great opportunity. You can call for more information at 507-433-0659 to get more information on the Riverland Training and Development computer technology classes. That's hard to say. Do you want to thank you so much for joining us right here on the Owatonna Today Show. We're going to be back next week when we're talking with the Steele County Historical Society as well as a conversation with Abraham Consulting Technologies. So we'll see you then. Please have a great, safe, and happy weekend.